Well, guys, the Braves season is officially over after the loss last night against Philly. So, there you have it. Season ended. It's done. Personally, I think the MLB rule is stupid where you have to wait a week to play that one game that you have in the game one of the NLDS. Personally, that's just me. I think they should have a 3-day wild card or something along those lines where the wild card teams has to play back to back to back. And then we go from there so the team doesn't only gets like 3 days off or something. That's just me. Let me know yours in the comments down below, though. As we hop into the SEC week number 7, I believe, college football predictions. There's been a lot of good games recently, and there are still some very, very good games to go ahead and predict for the SEC. We're going to talk about those in today's video. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Once again, we did not post yesterday, so you guys are getting 2 videos today. Hopefully, the NFL predictions have already been out for you guys so you guys can watch this. And we will go ahead and get started predicting these SEC games because there are some to talk about, as well as predicting 2 other games towards the end of this video, so stick around for that. But regardless, let's go ahead, hop right into some SEC college football predictions, week 7. Alright, so the first game of the day for the SEC, at least, is Georgia and Vanderbilt. Now, guys, this one is going to be a clear winner. Georgia's a heavy favorite here. They're like a 24-point favorite in this game. So, I fully expect Georgia to walk into Vanderbilt and take the win in Nashville. That being said, on the other hand, Georgia has looked a little rough, especially against Auburn and especially against South Carolina during these first couple of games as well. Last week, they proved why they're the number 1 team in the country still in defeating that Kentucky team that was really, really good. But on the other hand, Vanderbilt has something to play for. So does Georgia. I do expect Georgia to get the blowout win like ESPN is predicting them to, but I wouldn't count Vanderbilt out, especially in the first half. If they can hold them in the first half, then they will have a chance in this game. But expect a blowout from Georgia on the road against Vandy. All right, moving on, you got Arkansas and Alabama. And this one, I surprisingly am going to go with Alabama here. Now, not surprisingly, I think Alabama's the better team here. But what I'm shocked about is how bad Arkansas is. Arkansas is really, really bad this year. I don't think they've won a conference game yet. So they're looking for that first conference game win. But are they going to do it in Tuscaloosa against Alabama, who is coming off a win? Probably not. I expect Alabama to be ready for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Expect Jalen Milroe to get in on the game, especially coming off of that win against Texas A&M. He's going to be fired up. The offensive line is going to be fired up as well. So it's all about the defense. If the defense can hold Arkansas, I think Alabama's offense is going to do just fine against that Arkansas defense. But Alabama comes away with the win in Tuscaloosa. That's my prediction for that game. Let's move on. Moving on, you got the CBS 2:30 game of the week. That is Tennessee taking on Texas A&M. I think this game's going to be close. I think it's going to be one of the closer games this week, actually. This game looks on paper to be a blowout from Tennessee. Tennessee's offense has been putting up really good numbers against their opponents. Now, that being said, they haven't really had the best defensive scheme is what I'm looking for. Now, that being said, on the other hand, Texas A&M plays really good offensive ball. And what their backup quarterbacks looked like last week coming in for Wingham, especially against Alabama, if he can do that against Tennessee as well, then they're going to have a chance in this game. I'm looking for Texas A&M to keep it close. I think Tennessee is going to prevail at home in Knoxville, but look for A&M to keep it close, especially with their quarterback play and their offensive linemen, especially with their new backup quarterback who transferred from LSU. Look for him to throw the ball downfield like he did a little bit against Alabama. I do not expect short passes. I expect some deep balls to the A&M receivers this week. I expect them to take some shots at Tennessee. Tennessee is vulnerable, but A&M is going to have to throw the ball downfield if they want to go up against the Texas A&M or the Tennessee Volunteers and go walk into Knoxville taking a win. But my prediction, Tennessee is going to get this win. I think they'll move on and hopefully be one of the competitors in the East. Moving on, you got to what I think is going to be one of the better games this week. Florida going into South Carolina. Both teams not very good. Florida's kind of struggling a little bit. So is South Carolina. So both teams looking to bounce back in this game. This game is the 2:30 game on SEC Network. So expect a full-on fight. I think it's going to be a defensive battle here. I think it's going to be low scoring. Keep that in mind as well. Florida's offense has been struggling as of late. South Carolina's offense, on the other hand, they've been clicking, but Florida's defense is been struggling as well. They struggled against Kentucky. They've also struggled against some other opponents too. That being said, I do expect it to be a low-scoring game. South Carolina is going to let up a few points, but eventually I think Florida is going to come out with the win. And in Columbia, South Carolina, expect Florida to go on the road and beat South Carolina. That's my bold prediction of the week. I just think that's going to happen. So I'm taking Florida here if I was betting. All right, moving on, you got Auburn and LSU, the game of the week on ESPN, the 6 o'clock primetime game, night game at Tiger Stadium. I think LSU is going to blow Auburn out of the water. I really think that's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong on this prediction. If I am wrong, it will be great for Auburn fans, and Auburn fans could get a win. However, that being said, this depends on which offense is going to be showing up here. Is it going to be the Georgia offense, or is it going to be the Texas A&M offense? We have no idea which offense on a daily basis, coming off that bye week as well for the Auburn Tigers, which offense is going to show up, especially Peyton Thorne. We need Peyton Thorne to play lights out if we have a chance in this game. It's a night game at LSU. LSU's defense always plays very, very good in night games. So expect the defense of LSU to be really dominant in the first and the second half. That being said, the offense has been struggling recently, but I do expect LSU's offense to be on point. I expect all of LSU's things, special teams, offense, and defense to be on point. Auburn's going to have their hands full with this LSU team. It's all about which offense is going to show up. Now, defensive side of the ball for Auburn is looking kind of iffy because of how many injuries we have had. Asante, I believe, is out for this game as well. Jeremiah Pritchett is back, though, coming off of that injury he suffered in training camp. So, hopefully, that will give the defense a little bit more of a boost, and Auburn can hopefully have a chance in this game. But I do expect LSU to get the win here at home in Tiger Stadium. They never lose at home, and especially with it being a night game, that's my prediction. LSU is going to win this game. All right, moving on, you got one of the better games again this week. There are some really good games on this week for the SEC now. It's the lower schools in the SEC, but still, really good conference games. So, Missouri going into Kentucky. I'm going to take Kentucky here at Lexington. I think it's at home for a reason. Kentucky has something to prove, especially coming off of that loss to Georgia. That being said, Missouri also coming off of a loss, so they'll be looking to bounce back too. That being said, I am taking Kentucky here at home. Again, it's at home. It's a night game for Kentucky. Kentucky fans are going to be ready, and hopefully Kentucky's offense will show up. Their offense did not show up in that Georgia game. They scored like 7 points, I believe. So, Kentucky is going to get the win at home against Missouri. All right, moving on, and I did say we are going to be predicting 2 more games. Those 2 games being Colorado and South Alabama. Random teams, I know, but South is very local. Colorado, I want to hit on Colorado for just a little bit. Colorado taking on Samford tonight at 9 p.m. primetime spot on ESPN. Do I think they're going to get the win? Yes, I think Colorado's going to bounce back and get that win against Stanford. Now, Stanford has been struggling. They're 1-4 on the year. So, with that being said, full on expect Colorado to come out and be ready to go. I believe Hunter is playing as well. So that part is going to, the offense for Colorado has to be on point. The defense, I'm not too worried about Colorado's defense, as yes, we know they've letting up things past games, but this is against Stanford we're talking about. So Colorado is going to get this win, and the media is going to be all over them. What can I say? I'm calling it right now. That's just what's going to happen. All right, now moving on to the game that I really want to talk about is South Alabama and Southern Miss. This is a 6:30 start time on Tuesday night at South Alabama. It is on ESPN2 for those of you who want to tune in on Tuesday. That being said, South Alabama going into the Southern Miss. Both teams not looking too great. Southern Miss has been on a tear. South Alabama needs to go back to work. They lost against James Madison, I believe, and I believe they're coming off of a long weekend. So they should be fully rested. I expect South to get this win, but again, it's a matter of which offense is going to show up for South Alabama. Is it going to be the James Madison one, or is it going to be one from the previous 3 weeks that we saw, especially against, I don't know, one of the other schools, not Tulane, but the second game. So, again, depending on which offense for South is going to show up, expect them to get the win. That being said, Southern Miss has to play defense. I believe their defense is going to show up. Their defense is a lot better than their offense this year. So I'm expecting Southern Miss to get the win on the road against South Alabama. I just think it's bound to happen. So there's my prediction for that game. The 2 extra games that I said, Colorado and South Alabama. All right, that is going to be all for my SEC week number 7 predictions, I believe, on the year. Again, 2 extra games that we did predict. With that being said, there are some really good high school games tonight. So in Alabama. So if you lived around here, go watch one. I know I'm wearing the Warriors jersey because they are playing tonight on ESPN2 for those who want to tune into that as well. And those are looking to get some NBA insiders, as we know the NBA season is ramping up. Braves did lose, so an update on the ALCS. Astros are are hosting every game for the most part. So again, it's good. It's a great time for sports fans. Tune in to whatever you choose. But those are just some highlights of the day for me and of the weekend as well. We know the NBA is starting to ramp back up. So hopefully tip-off is right around the corner and we'll have those season previews out for you guys. So let me know what you thought of the video in the comments down below, though. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on, all that good stuff. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.